This is Dan of Vagabond Awake.
𝗕liche from 𝗕R𝐵 Adventure.
And today we want to share our slow travel costs for the time we just spent in the Philippines. We just spent 146 days in the Philippines, and we went to 7 places, I think.
7 locations in the Philippines.
Siargao, Cebu City,
Moabua, Dumaguete,
Siquijor Island,
Iloilo City.
and Boracay.
Yes.
And to give you an idea of time spent in each, we spent 18 days in Siargao,
Cebu City we spent 10 days, Moabua we spent 7 days.
74 days in Dumaguete, 11 in Siquijor.
Iloilo we spent 11 days, and Boracay we spent 15 days.
We're going to cover the main categories, which are what we spent on accommodations, what we spent on Grab card, which is when you order food on Grab.
And transportations.
Yeah, which includes like buses, taxis, ferries to move around the cities, and including in the within towns.
Yes, and also our motorbike rental.
Yes, and like jeepneys and tricycles, sometimes we rode those to go to various places. So all that's transportation. And then what we spent in restaurants for the whole time. And we'll break this down to by the day so you'll know. And then what we spent in grocery stores.
Yeah, we spent a lot in the grocery store as well.
Yeah, we did. And what we spent on alcohol, because we live the vacation life. And then what we spent on snacks and juices. That's one of our categories.
Also in our personal item, medicines, tour, ticketing, tips, laundry, visa, and all these things.
Right, and then what we spent on internet, like SIM cards and that kind of thing, so we're connected when we're out of the house. Everywhere we stayed had Wi-Fi, and so it was included in our rent, so we're going to share with you. Normally, in our retired cheap reports, we just talk about very basic things, only the accommodations, groceries, restaurants, transportation. What else do we? That's about it, isn't it? I mean,
the cost, basic cost.
Yeah, real basic costs, because what we spend, you may not be spending the same thing. So in each of those report, we tell you, make sure to go to one of the webpage we provide and add anything you spend money on in your home country. But once in a while, we like to do these actual costs of living, so what we spent, whether we're staying somewhere for 30 days or doing a slow travel tour like this, so you can get an idea of the kind of things we add on and how it adds up over what those basic costs are in our retired cheap reports.
Yes, and one more thing you will see that I have this red dot around my face because I just finished my pico laser, and also my voice got a little bit like, difference because I have sore throat.
Yeah.
So I will not speak that much today.
And so some of the observations I want to make before I give you the numbers, and we'll break this down by day and by month so you can have an idea of what we spent slow traveling in the Philippines. Of course, your numbers will be different when you do it, but to give you an idea of some of the things that are not included in our normal retired cheap reports for daily life when you're not exploring would be things like clothing. We added things that we've added up to this were protein powder, medicine, a doctor visit, haircut, beauty parlor, mani-pedis, facials, vitamins. We bought a frying pan, beer at meetups.
How we control our costs. So I have all the detail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chung logs all this information. The other observation I have is that we eat out more when we're slow traveling for a number of reasons. One, some of these cities that we just said we only were in there for 7 days. Other ones were there for 11 days, 2 weeks. One city we were there for 74 days. And we want to make sure to get enough of the restaurants to let you know what some of our places were, and those are in retired cheap reports. But so when we're slow traveling, the number of times we go out, say in a week, it'd be more than if we were settling down somewhere and retiring. We'd be cooking more at home, like we talk about in our report. So eating more out, more tours, more somewhere for a short period of time, whether it's a week or two. The number of tours we would take in a week or two would be much more when we're slow traveling, because we really want to see all the fun stuff and show it to you, and it helps our videos be interesting with waterfalls and white sand beaches and that kind of thing. And so there'll be more tours here, and that's why it adds up. Also, we're paying a highly daily rate. As we explain in our retired cheap reports, when you rent a place for a month, you can get a lower rate. But if you go there for a week or something, it's hard to get a lower daily rate.
I would say that you have to renting at least for 6 months to a year, you will have a very low rate. A month is not really low.
Yeah, a month is just an idea, but to really know what the rates are going to be, you have to put your feet on the ground, walk neighborhoods, and make annual offers. You may pay it monthly, but you want to make an offer based on an annual rental. If you would like to learn how I fired my boss and traveled the world for 16 years and how I pay for things, grab a free copy of my ebook. We also shop a little more in expat grocery stores when we're only in place for a week or two for a number of reasons. One, we just don't have enough time on every time we need something to run to a public market if it's a little further away. And also, sometimes we need stuff when we're slow traveling, like we might need suntan lotion or something, so we'll go to a more expensive store. That won't be in a public market, that kind of thing, or more toiletries and that kind of stuff. And then also we do nightlife tours. We show you like what to do in a place, where the fun hangout areas, happy hours, that kind of thing. And so if we're only in a place a week and we do 2 or 3 of those, it'll be much more than we would if we lived there. Also, daily rates on scooters. A couple of places like that we were, like Mobo and Moaboa and others. We rented by the day, because everything was walkable usually, but there was something we wanted to do a day tour, so we'd rent a scooter. That's higher than the monthly rate for scooters.
It's about 300 to 300. It's about 300 to 400 per day. In 𝗂𝐎𝐿 also, the daily rate for motorbike is high. But also, we get monthly rate for a motorbike in 𝗵𝗵𝗃 is about 6,000 per month.
6,000 peso,
peso per month. Compared with we paying 400 peso per day in 𝗂𝐎𝐿. And 𝗂𝐿 is about 300 or 350, so it's high.
Right.
Yes.
And then finally, when we first started trying to slow travel for cheap, I was unemployed, Chung was unemployed, we were just living off savings, and so we had a very tight budget. We watched every penny. Now we're making a little more money, to be honest with you. Both the YouTube channel and the memberships are making money, and so we're a little more free with money. We're not so much worried about it, so our budgets are higher now.
And and also, and this time we just want to enjoy the Philippines, so we spend a lot of money, especially in the last 2 weeks in the Boracay. We eat out every day. 3 meals a day for 2 people, including alcohol, tour, we're just spending money.
Yeah, hand over fist in some cases. But we were a little surprised when we looked at the whole 146 days, what it turned out to be. It wasn't as high as I thought it would be. But what's not included, so we flew into we flew into the Philippines from Malaysia, and we flew from the Philippines back to Malaysia, and those flights are around 100 per person one way. We always buy one-way flights because we never know how long we're going to stay. That's not included. And the other thing is we don't buy health insurance, so you'd have to add health insurance to these numbers plus whatever you'd spend money on. But let's take a look. Let's see. So 146 days. What we spent on accommodations for 146 nights was $2,656, and that works out to $18 per night for accommodations. And those are typically like studio or 1-bedroom apartments, or in the case of 𝗵𝗵𝗃, it was a 2-bedroom apartment, which is in all our videos. If you go to watch the video for each of these places, you'll see where we stayed, and there'll be links to where we stayed and that kind of thing. This is just a money summary that we're doing now.
Yeah, also like in the 𝗂𝐿, we stay in a studio, and it's a beautiful garden view. Yeah, and so we go to Cebu, we stay in a nice apartment, a studio apartment is including the washing machine.
Right.
Very seldom to see a washing machine inside a Philippine apartment.
Yeah.
And also 𝗵𝗵𝗃, we have a nice cottage for 2 bedroom. Yeah, and Boracay we also have a studio, but it's on the white beach, so it's walking distance 1 minute to the beach. So the price will be slightly higher than the others.
That's right. And so accommodation is $18 a night, so that would work out to $545 per month if you do it on a monthly basis. So
Yes.
as I said, we didn't order much food to go with the Grab card, so that only worked out to $5 a month roughly. And by the way, all these numbers will be below. You can go investigate this information.
Mm-hmm.
I'll provide a link at the end of this video. Trains, buses, taxis, ferries, all of that transportation stuff worked out to $143 per month.
Yeah, it's we are taking mostly is the ferry from the Xiagao to the Cebu, and from Cebu we also taking the bus and then also cross the ferry to the 𝗵𝗵𝗃, and then from 𝗵𝗵𝗃 we take a bus also crossing ferry to Iloilo City. So everything is mostly ferry and the buses and the, also jeepney and the tricycle, and also this including our motorbike rental as well.
Yeah, and gasoline.
Yes, and gasoline.
Right, and then and so for restaurants we spent $268 per month, and again, which is $8-9 a day. And then we'll give you if you annualize this, we'll give you the annual amount at the end too. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the restaurant, so okay, we eat quite a lot of number of the restaurant in this trip as well, because Cebu have a lot of their famous food over there, like lechon, and Iloilo City also have. It's surprising to me that I eat quite a number of the food over there. They're famous, the soup bak choy, and also the siu bao over there, and some other food as well in the Iloilo City. But most restaurant that we eat out is Boracay. Remember, we eat out 15 days, we eat out 3 days. We eat out 3 meals a day for 2 person, and per meal is about $8 to $12 per person. Right. About that.
Yeah, I mean that's the tourist restaurants. We also ate in some expat restaurants where, local restaurants were a little cheaper. But not too much on Boracay. There isn't a lot of that, honestly. Yeah. There's a little bit, but not much.
Yes.
And then let's see, groceries. We spent $362 a month.
Yeah, in the groceries.
Yeah.
And grocery, mostly we go to the public market, so we able to get a very good price for the vegetable.
Right.
In the Philippines, I will advise you not to shop in the supermarkets, that grocery market, because the vegetable is not fresh in the those supermarket. Vegetable is more fresh in the public market. It is only applied in the Philippines, not all the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. These groceries are a little higher for us than usual because of the short time in some of these places. If we only had 7 days and we had to go 2 or 3 times to the grocery store, if there was a nearby expat store, we might just go there and spend a little more just to save time.
Yeah.
And also, I was doing a keto intermittent fasting.
Yes.
I was doing keto intermittent fasting to try to get rid of some fat I got around my waist right now, and so I was eating like vegan protein powder and a lot of nuts and stuff that is more expensive than in my normal diet too. So it's another reason it's a little more expensive. And then for alcohol, all the happy hours and drinking and all the stuff we showed you added up to, it was $170 a month we spend in alcohol. Yeah. Now this is for 2 people.
Yeah. Everything that we quote right now is for 2 people per month.
Per month, right. Yeah. And we also have daily rates on here too for all this stuff. And then juices and snacks, about $20 a month. And then personal items.
Personal item is about, I also shop in the Philippines in their Uniqlo, like clothing, like the t-shirt. Also I buy some beauty product in Cebu. It's called Body Shop, the Body Shop. And also I do some pedicure, manicure, and my haircut, dyeing my hair. Yes, I dye my hair black color. You are surprised, right? I'm old already, so I'm dyeing my hair black. Don't surprise. I color my hair every 3 months.
Yeah, so it includes like shoes, just personal items. Stuff. $204 a month. We spent $24 in SIM cards. That meant that about $12 a month for each of us. We were shoving SIM cards into our phone, and then paying for data once a month for both.
Yeah, and so we're using, Daniel is using smart SIM card, and I'm using growth SIM card. So we have anything, one of the SIM card like go down, and we have one for standby.
They don't have even reception throughout the Philippines, so we always had one that was working. Sometimes both work, of course, in bigger cities often.
Yeah.
But if you only could get internet on one of them, we had both, which was nice.
Yeah.
We spent $91 per month on tours. We toured pretty much most everything available everywhere we went.
Yeah.
I don't know how many tours that adds up to, but
in Siargao we do like the island tour. I think we did 2, and also we did our own DIY tour, the land tour.
Yeah.
Renting a motorbike and go and paying ticket, and also in the Moaboa we do the waterfall tour.
They did 3 tours there. Yeah.
Yeah, and also in 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, I found 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 right now is starting to get to the expensive now, because the waterfall that you go in there, now they are charging the ticket per person is 100 peso. I remember 3 years ago it's only 20 peso, and now it's 100 peso per person.
Yeah, but 100 peso is still only like $1.80 US. Or whatever,
well, but it's for the local people. They're going there, you know.
It's more money, yeah.
And they are going like the most like a family outing. One family had 10 people. There's 1,000 over there already for the ticket.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah. So when you're doing slow travel, you know, you only are in a place for a week or two. In some cases we were there a couple of months, but you want to see what's around. I mean, otherwise, how do you really report on how nice a place is to live? So we like to do the tours when we're slow traveling. And then we mentioned tips. $20 a month in tips. And then our visas kind of surprised me. It was $168 per month for visas.
Yeah, okay. For the visa, I can say that because for the first extensions is 3,030 per person, because they always ask you to get a express, which you have to add on some 1,000 peso. So, and I don't know, the second extension, they also ask us to do express, you know.
Right.
So it's add up a lot of express fee per person is 1,000 peso.
Yeah. So we're kind of wondering if that's something that will abate after a while. Meaning, it used to be we didn't do express. We would just go in. It was like $30 a month per person, so it would have been 60, and it's 168 now. So it's quite a bit more. It's for 2 it'd be 6. So it's like almost 3 times as much, 2.5 times as much.
And also
all these express fees.
And also we also have to pay for our ACI card.
Right.
That is $50 per person.
Yeah.
So it's add up a lot. But we are doing slow travel, so the cost is high. If you're doing long-term ones, you can extend your visa for 6 months. So you are no need to do any.
Even if they make you pay an express, you're getting 6 months for one express payment. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
And so what is that? So per month, it was $2,027. That's what that adds up to for 2 people to slow travel in the Philippines. You know, beautiful places, very beautiful places in the Philippines.
And eat out a lot. Remember, this slow travel cost is really more than our usual cost, because we eat out a lot.
Eat out more. We're paying more daily rates. We're eating in more. You already said that. We're showing you nightlife. We're going on tours. We're transferring cities and paying ferries and buses. Slow travel just costs more than when you pick one city and settle down there. And so that's partly what the difference is. So, but that's slow traveling in the Philippines for 146 days. Came out to $9,869. So per month, that's $2,027 US for 2 people. And if you slow traveled the Philippines for a year and you had the same expenses we did, you'd be spending about $24,673 for 2 people to slow travel in the Philippines for 1 year. Are we forgetting anything?
We buy a lot of vitamin also.
Yeah,
from
vitamins too.
Shopee. And those vitamin is from Australia. We eat the vitamin from Australia.
Yeah. And make sure to click this video up here. It'll give you some of our best slow travel tips so you can save time and money. If you've enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.